Hello, fishies! Welcome back to another one of our Super Smash Bros. Speed Baits. I do apologize in advance. There was some recording technical difficulties, so the shading's not gonna be in this one. But it did get done, and I did record it, except my computer decided to just have a blank screen instead of what actually happened. But this week's character is Wario from its various Mario games. I think the first game that I ever played with Wario in it was, I don't know if it was probably, I think it was Sonic and Mario Olympics on like the Wii. No, it was probably a Mario Party game. Anyways, Wario hasn't ever really been my first choice, but as a Smash Bros. Character, I really enjoy the fact that he is... I think my favorite thing is like his motorcycle attacks. Granted, if you're on like a tiny stage, then you're kinda SOL if you know, fall off. I love his little chomp move and the fact that he can just casually eat a motorcycle just like it's nothing. It always kind of makes me laugh. I mean, I haven't really played the WarioWare games at all. I mean, they seem kind of interesting, and I'm pretty sure they're making a newer one for the Switch, if I remember right. Okay. Or I guess it is already out. I haven't played it yet though. I mean, we haven't really been able to get a whole lot of new games, and my focus is more on Pokemon games. That Pokemon is probably one of my like favorite franchises of Nintendo. But that's because I grew up with the anime. But we'll talk more about that on a different week. But this character was a lot of fun. I hope the motorcycle turned out okay. I did not use any references for it. I was just like, I think this is how a motorcycle works. I don't really draw vehicles very often, but I do remember like one time for a Secret Santa like gift exchange, I had a coworker who was super into motorcycles, and I did like an ink drawing of a motorcycle for him. Back when I did far more traditional art. I kind of wish I did traditional art more often because, I don't know. Sometimes I get tired of like the frustrations that come with digital art and the lag and, you know, things not connecting quite right. But I did still have a lot of fun with this, and I am enjoying this series a lot. I hope you guys are as well. This character, I think his name is Pierre. He's an Appleton. And if I remember right, he was named Pierre because it sounded like pie, and apple pie is the back of an Appleton. But I believe this character also goes with the character that was Isabelle in a far earlier episode. And the Appleton and the... oh, what are they? Doxbun. I'm sorry. My brain stopped at Fido and I totally forgot the name of that Pokemon for 2 seconds. My husband would be so ashamed of me because that's like his favorite fairy type Pokemon now. He's like a simp for Doxbun. It's ridiculous. Like, he totally mained the actual Scarlet. Well, he had Scarlet and I had Violet. And he totally, like, did the entire thing with his dox bun. We used to, like, actually work in a bakery, and we made a lot of bread. And we actually kind of made the bread the dox bun is based off of. Which, fun fact for you, is most likely based on challah. Just based on the braiding and, like, the coloration. Anyways, we just thought it was a fun design. That job was kind of fun for the most part. At least for me. I don't know, it's always interesting seeing where life takes you. And, you know, the different paths that you go on and jobs that you have. And they all kind of have their own feelings to them. I mean, most of my jobs have all been, like, retail-based. Like, a good majority of them are convenience store jobs. But I always liked getting to know, like, the regular people that came in. Just memorizing faces and names and all that jazz. I don't know, you just... Everywhere you go, there's a different crowd. And you start to kind of recognize that. Right now I'm working at a thrift shop, and it's kind of fun to see those people who are super into thrifting, and I mean, it's also just fun seeing all sorts of things that come by. We had a recent donation of just, like, a video game collection, which also, like, it also makes me sad though, knowing, you know, someone got rid of all this stuff, but, you know, maybe they just outgrew it or something, but, like, there was everything from an N64, a couple, like, original DS's, but they were pretty scratched up, but, like, they were the first kind of DS's, and you could tell they've been loved. As well as, like, game collections. I think there was a Xbox as well. But I think there was, like, a small bag of, like, DS games that went with the DS. Nothing super notable. I think just a couple, like, Mario platformer games. There was also Bratz, which I don't know if any of you guys know what Bratz are. Maybe that's before or just not included in your time period of existence. But it was essentially like the same genre as Monster High or Barbie, but they all had gigantic lips and huge eyes and really tall boots. And, like, if you ever got the dolls themselves, they just didn't even have feet. So you always had to keep shoes on them. It's kind of ridiculous. But I think all dolls are kind of ridiculous in their own ways. I think it would be fun if we got more abstract Pokemon, like, plushes like Appleton. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist. Feel free to prove me wrong, though, because, I mean, who doesn't want to cuddle with an apple pie? I think that is the American dream right there. You know, plus baseball or something. I could be totally off there, though. But apple pie is really good. Man, it's been forever since I've done baking with apples, but, like, my favorite apple thing to make is probably apple sauce cake, which I feel like nobody even does that, though. It's like everyone associates apples to pie or turnovers and not cake. But there's also apple cake, so there's a difference between apple cake and applesauce cake. Both good though, but I mean, I guess it's just whether you want the texture of the actual apples in the cake. I'm really not that great though at, like baking or cooking in general. It's just a lot of trial and error. Like, I'm very lucky that my husband is very open-minded and just allows me to do whatever. Because my family back home would tease the crap out of me for trying to do new things and trying to experiment, because there were a couple of times that my experimentation was not very edible. Which I don't think I've faced that problem since being married. I don't think any of my cooking experiments have been inedible since we've gotten married. Have they, babe? No? Okay. So, I guess we're safe. I mean, today I did try and do like these Parmesan green beans that were like supposed to crisp up, but I forgot to separate them and I don't think I cooked them for long enough. So they weren't crispy, they tasted good, but they weren't right. But regardless, I know how I can modify it for next time. Maybe. And we'll find out if it's any better. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode, and I'm sorry for rambling. Actually, I'm not. I hope you guys enjoy it. And we'll see you all in the next one. Thank you guys so much for all your guys' support, and like, comment, subscribe. Bye!